Good evening, Eloquent professionals. Welcome to 24th online meeting and 50th overall meeting. I welcome you once again for the 50th Eloquent professional online virtual meeting. Being a sergeant of this meeting, my duty is to inform you what are the do's and don'ts. In offline meeting, we often tell you to keep your mobile silent mode or switch off. However, for the member who are attending meeting through your mobile like me, do not switch off. Keep audio mute. You are not speaking. When you are not speaking, you can keep your video mode on so that the speaker can feel that the members are listening to him. As an etiquette, do not speak on sex, religion, politics. In short, no controversies, please. Do remember when your turn to speak, unmute yourself and make video on before you start. Since most of us are attending meeting from our respective places, you know where the restrooms and the refreshments are kept. Please be Atmanirbhar to help yourself. Although frequently credit to an anonymous slightly under pressure, you don't rise. To the you seem to be
President of Karnataka State Chartered Accountants, Kumar Jigajani sir, to talk a few words on this special occasion.
Thank you, sir.
The President.
Very good evening, members. I feel happy to chair this landmark meeting as a presiding officer. As a presiding officer, I declare this meeting to be formally open. 50 is a landmark number. The very fact that this has been conducted week after week and has successfully thrived indicates the relevance of the meeting format and need to a good communicator. I thank IPPCA Chandrasekhar Shetty for conceiving this idea of starting public speaking forum and also ensure that the same is successfully benefited. I undertake to continue this moment further, and it is possible only with your support and active involvement. I also recommend the current chairman to involve more and more members and also take this to other places in this region so that more and more members benefit from this novel setup and forum. I also want this club to attain 3-digit number 100 meeting. I'm eager to take this take active part in the going forward. It has become possible thanks to online initiative. I can be in Bagalkot and still attend this meeting online. I welcome any suggestions to improve this forum. With this, I pass on stage to you, one and all.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your presidential talk. It was wonderful hearing to you the very first time in Eloquent Professional. So with this, let's move on to the past president, C.A. Chandrasekhar Shetty, who is the brain behind this forum, someone who conceived this idea of having proficiency to improve the members' communication. So he just chalked down the idea of having professional eloquent professional forum, and would like to I'd like to welcome Chandrasekhar Shetty to talk a few words in this occasion. Over to Mr. Chandrasekhar Shetty.
Thank you, Yusuf. Good evening, Eloquent professionals. As you all are aware, chartered accountants are technically very good at financials, whether it comes to audit, income tax, GST, or banking, whatever you can name it. But when it comes to communication, leadership skill, or public speaking, we are poor, or we can be much better than what we are. There may be many reasons for that, but we need to improve on that. We have many forums to improve our skills, but we wanted to start one forum in KSCAA. Finally, we started our forum in the name of Eloquent Professional on September 7th, 2019. Today is the 50th meeting of our program. We conducted both offline and online mode. Many people have taken benefit out of this. I thank all of you for your support. Special thanks to CA Siddesh Gaddi, who led this team successfully from last 1 year. I hope new chairman CA Praveen Shetter will take it to the new height. All the best, Praveen Shetter. Dear members, if you want to enhance your skills, we need to come again and again for this meeting and must take roles. Don't worry about failures. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, if you fail, never give up. Because fail, F-A-I-L, means first attempt in learning. As a chartered accountant, we can always say that it's my final attempt in learning. Never give up on your dreams. To get success, feel the fear and you have to do it anyways. I will tell you a small story about a person and his journey of a person from failure to success. At the age of 5, his father died. At the age of 16, he quit school. At the age of 17, he had already lost 4 jobs. At the age of 18, he got married. Between 18 to 22, he was railroad conductor and failed there. He joined army and washed out there. He applied for law school. He was rejected. He became an insurance salesman and failed there also. At the age of 19, he became a father. At the age of 20, his wife left him and took their baby daughter. He failed in an attempt to kidnap his own daughter, and eventually he convinced his wife to return home. Finally, he became a cook and dishwasher in a small cafe. At the age of 65, he retired. That time his financial condition was very poor. He was staying in a small house. He began to collect his social security check of about $100 as he wondered how he was going to survive financially. He decided to commit suicide. It wasn't worth living anymore. He had failed so much. He sat under a tree writing his will, but instead he wrote what he would have accomplished with this life. He realized there was much more that he hadn't done. He decides things had to change. So he thought about what he had to do. His friends liked about his chicken recipe. He decided that this was his best shot at making a change. He left his place and traveled different places to try to sell his recipe. He told restaurant owners that he had a mouth-watering chicken recipe. Them just asking for a small percentage on items sold. It looks good deal. But unfortunately, most of the restaurants said no. He heard no over 1,000 times. Even after all those rejections, he didn't give up. He believed his chicken recipe was something special. He got rejected 1,009 times before he heard his first yes. With that one yes, with that one success, Colonel Heartland Sanders changed the way Americans eat chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken, popularly known as KFC, was born. Remember, friends, at the age of 65, he was ready to commit suicide. But at the age of 88, Colonel Sanders, founder of Kentucky Fried Chicken Empire, was a billionaire. KFC was become a brand across the world. The story behind it is really inspirational. The story is an example of how perseverance, dedication, and ambition, along with hard work, can create success regardless of your age. Dear Eloquent professionals, to enhance your skills, you have to come again and again and again for this forum and take roles. Because again is practice, and practice is an improvement, and improvement only leads to perfection. Remember, never give up and always believe in yourself in spite of rejection or failure. Stay strong, stay positive, and never give up. Never give up on your dreams. Thank you. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, C.A. Chandrasekhar Shetty, for that wonderful dose of motivation. I think I could learn something new in today's speech from your side, that fail is a first attempt towards learning. Well said. I think anybody for that matter, we should never get feared. I mean, we should not fear for failure, because that is the stepping stone for success. That was indeed a very motivational talk, Mr. President. Let's move on to the next speaker, who is yet another motivational dose, who is an ex-chairman of the Learning and Leadership Committee, CA Siddesh Nagraj Gaddi. Over to Siddesh Gaddi.
Thank you, CA Yusuf, sir. A very warm good evening to all the Eloquent professionals. I would request your validation in the way of thumbs up. Thank you. It gives me immense pleasure to be part of this landmark meeting. To be very frank, I had seen KSCAA grow leaps and bounds, and it is still growing. But I got to see KSCAA Eloquent professionals grow leaps and bounds in the last 1 year. Conducting 50th meeting is no joke, to be very frank. I also got to see many members associated with KSCAA Eloquent professionals also grow leaps and bounds. That is what this forum is all about. On this occasion, I would like to repeat the preamble of the Constitution, which is very much relevant to the Constitution, or rather the mission of Eloquent professionals. This particular forum is for the people, by the people, and to the people. No meeting in this world is success unless members actively take part in this particular meeting. So this meeting has been a success. This forum has been a success. It is all because of the active contribution of many people. Firstly, I would like to thank immediate past President C.A. Chandrasekhar Shetty, sir. It was his idea, his determination, his stubbornness, whatnot. It is because of that this meeting, today's meeting, is seeing a light of the day. I'm so thankful to C.A. Chandrasekhar Shetty, sir. In fact, I'm carrying a list of people whom I should thank. But fortunately, we have all of them present here in today's meeting. They would be given an opportunity to present their take on this meeting. But few worthwhile references. C.A. Subramaniam Chittur, sir, rather late Subramaniam Chittur, sir. A great mentor, a great support, who also supported many forums like this, including many members like those who are present here today. It is very unfortunate that we lost him just about 2 weeks back. CA Lokesh, Mr. Lokesh sir, Ramlal sir, Ravi sir, Rajkumar sir. There have been many people who have supported this forum actively, and I'm only thankful for that. This being said, I would like to cite one small anecdote in today's meeting with your permission. A very similar version of it was repeated close to about a year back when Eloquent professionals had started. This is a real life example. I have personally come across this particular instance. There is this professional who went on to clear second PUC, and he wanted to take a plunge into BBA. He decided not to go to BBA because BBA involved a lot of projects, a lot of stage presentation, a lot of PPTs to be presented, whatnot. So he decided that he's going to do BCom. He also decided that he's going to do CA because CA is to do with the back-end job. So he took a plunge into orientation. On the very first day of orientation, he was supposed to introduce his neighbor. He was there on the stage for hardly for about 15 seconds. That is all. And he was shivering in his shoes. He was so bad. Somehow BCom went by, evening college, CA is the focus, whatnot. Somehow articleship also went by. There came a day again, GMCS came. He was again required to present on and off. That is when he faced the very same experience which he had faced close to about 3 years back in orientation. That is when his eyes opened. He was of the opinion, that is when he realized how long should he keep on running away from stage? How long should he avoid public speaking opportunities? That is when he was exposed to legends, mentors like those who are present here today. And he was also exposed to a forum like Eloquent Professionals. Today, that particular person is earning bread and butter only from his communication skills. And that person's name is none other than CA Siddesh Nagaraj Gaddi. I'm the best possible example. I'm not saying that I have grown to be a very good speaker. I'm still struggling speaker, but thanks to this forum, I'm earning my bread and butter only from public speaking, guys. So I would like to take this opportunity not to boast myself, but rather to be very grateful to all the mentors, all the forums that have been introduced in this effect. So I would, at the risk of repetition, I would like to thank once again CA Chandrasekhar Shetty sir, KSCAA, Eloquent Professionals, and all the members who have been associated with this forum. With this, I would like to hand over the mic back to CA Yusuf. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Siddesh Nagaraj Gaddi, our ex-chairman for Leadership and Skill Development Committee. I think he certainly had injected with the required dosage of motivation by his own personal story. I think that deserves a round of applause. Let's give a round of applause to all the speakers present, right from President to the Sergeant at Arms to the ex-President C.A. Chandrasekhar Shetty. I think my personal take that when Siddesh Nagaraj Gaddi says his bread and butter is from public speaking, that is his humility. He talks about his humility. He is a man in expert in taxation. He is a man in expert in faculty. He is multifaceted, but still out of his humility, he says his only bread and butter is coming from public speaking. I know the intent is trying to drive is communication is very important for any profession for that matter. No doubt today's meeting revolves under why, what is the importance of communication for any professional for that matter. I think as professionals, we are all technically smart, but in terms of our soft skills, there is a what do you call thing which says we are not good in soft skills. I think that is to be faded away. We have to just keep it aside, because even professional chartered accountants are good in communication. At times we may have to polish. That's the reason why we have forums like Eloquent Professional, which should help and cater to people who are willing to upbring and polish their communication skills. So with this, I think we are done with opening ceremony. With due respect, I think I also recall CA Subramaniam Chittur. I think we did, myself and Mr. Siddesh, we were discussing about the 50th meeting when Mr. Chittur was there alive. So he did mention that the way this meeting has to be conducted. I think I am revealing it for the first time in front of the forum, elite people here, that he wanted this meeting to be attended by 200 members. He said, call 200 people online and call the president of ICA. Let them know that what Bangalore CAs are doing, what KSCAA are doing. So that was his vision. But quite unfortunate, he was not there to sustain that force and energy. Nonetheless, we'll hope and pray that in future we'll host such a big event through this club. Today's event is slightly different. Different in the sense it is not in the normal agenda, normal pattern or format. Today we have only prepared speeches and educational sessions. We don't have something called a speak and speak, so we've eliminated because of the paucity of time. We have around 7 speakers in the prepared segment, and we have 4 speakers on educational part. I acknowledge today's general evaluated DTM Lokesh being right seated there. And I also acknowledge the presence of Akshay, who is a parliamentarian, that is the timer for today's meeting, a new word coined by our ex-chairman, CA Siddesh Nagaraj Gaddi. So let's welcome today's general evaluator, DTM Lokesh, and I would request him to just introduce his role and enlighten the audience and the listeners, viewers as to what exactly is general evaluator, since we have a couple of guests today. Over to DTM Lokesh.
Thank you, CA Yusuf, for that wonderful introduction. And yeah, as many of you know, that the general evaluation session is normally in all Toastmasters meetings, there is an evaluation session where the proceedings are evaluated right from the start of the meeting to the end of the meeting. And that's my job. I've joined a little bit late, but whatever I've seen, I'll try to provide some feedback, constructive feedback at the end of the meeting. That's basically my role. Back to CA Yusuf.
Thank you, DTM Lokesh. DTM Lokesh is a Distinguished Toastmaster. DTM stands for Distinguished Toastmaster. He is also a advocate by profession and motivational speaker, counselor, and the list goes on. Let me stop here and let's move on to the prepared segment, first prepared segment, where we have first speaker. I would request CA Ravindranath. He is the first speaker. So Ravindranath is a chartered accountant, an insolvency professional, registered valuer, chartered public account, certified public accountant, and company secretary. So the list goes on. He is all having a long list of educational qualification. He is an avid reader, a motivational speaker, a faculty in the institute. So he has been very much the part of Eloquent Professional right from the day one. So let's hear from his side as to what he wants to say on today's event, 50th special meeting. Over to CA Ravindranath.
Thanks, Mr. Yusuf, and I want to thank Eloquent Professionals for giving me an opportunity to speak today. And first of all, I want to congratulate the KSCAA team under the able leadership of our own Chandrasekhar Shetty, for having taken up this opportunity or giving this opportunity to all of us in creating leaders and speakers around us. I remember those days when we were researching on what name to be given to this forum and what kind of format we should be following, and also identifying the volunteers who can take up the role or don the role of service leadership to take this forum to a newer heights. And this forum today stands at 50th quality session, speaks about the volumes and commitment and the dedication all these people have shown. Today, I would like to talk about why speaking or why leadership. Speaking is just not speaking. These are the leaders who, through their speaking, motivate and persuade their followers or listeners to become part of their vision and mission. And in this part of the region, we have a culture of all ordinary people through their huge commitment going on to become an extraordinary leaders. Today, I would like to talk about a couple of them. First is my favorite leader, Mahatma Gandhi. He convinced Indians to use non-violence as a weapon to fight out the Britishers. He used not only the speaking as a medium, but also silence as a medium to do the needful. Second, I would like to talk about Malcolm X, an American black person who stood for the rights of humans, not only in state of America, but across the globe. He was a black Negro. He was a kind of as a gangster, and he went on to become a preacher and revolutionary. He always stood for the freedom of the Negroes. He was against the wrongdoings of the white society. He was himself, along with his parents and siblings, humiliated by the white people. He was suppressed. That's when he took on to reach out to these people and stood for them. He said one thing which was very profound. He said, if a leader is not, or if a person is not willing to clean up his house, he doesn't deserve a house. Actually, people should go and burn it and put it into fire. His whole idea was to bring back the pride for the African people. Next, I would like to speak about Mrs. Chittur sir. As our Siddesh was telling how this Chittur sir and this forum has helped, same thing happened with me also. Some 8 years back when I came to Bangalore CA to CA Toastmasters Club, he was the first person whom I met there. To tell the truth, I am one of the products of his passion. Mr. Chittur sir, the beauty of Chittur sir is, which you all agree, he found a speaker, he found a leader in every person. He used to handle every person and take him to his life. If you ask me which part of his life I'm not involved in, he has invited me and made me a Rotarian. He invited me and made me a faculty in CA Institute. He always, supported me and, has pushed me further to, take up training. And today I have trained so many valuers to become, so many professionals to become valuers. Everything, it just goes on. And for CA students, I could see like so many of them putting in their DP in WhatsApp about Chittur sir 2 weeks back. So he had reached out to so many of us. He is a close friend of mine. He was a mentor. He led and motivated me in so many aspects of my life. So when I talk about these three people, what is that common in them, in their leadership? They chose to speak. And it's just not speaking, they were in action. So leadership is just not about speaking, but being in consistent action. They not only took risk, they built their characteristics around it. They made sure that dreams reached reality. So how these leaders are connected to eloquent professionals? Eloquent professionals also has displayed its mettle by imbibing all these qualities of all these leaders of my day spoke about to help them to improve their communication skills. We have seen week after week and months after months, eloquent professionals churning out leaders. I'm particularly inspired by a lot of young generation of chartered accountants making use of this platform to build their capabilities in every aspect of life. I wish eloquent professionals to have many more such jubilees, many more such occasions, and I wish them they achieve their desired results or desired goals. And once again, I congratulate Chandrasekhar Sethi, Siddesh, Yusuf, and all other volunteers who made this happen. Thank you.
Thank you, CA Ravindranath, for such a beautiful speech. You spoke about people who chose to speak, that like Gandhi, Malcolm X, and our own Chittur sir. I think that was very emotional speech. I mean, you brought out the importance of what communication is important, coupled with action, taking actions. Thank you so much for your wonderful speech. Next, I would like to call upon a person who is considered to be the Shashi Tharoor of our CA fraternity. His language, when we are with him in his conversation, probably we keep a dictionary open because some of the words may fly off your head. So let me welcome the chartered accountant, the company secretary, and the would-be registered valuer, CA Mohan, CA Satish M. Sorry, CA Satish M. Let me welcome Satish M to take the next speech slot. Over to Satish.
Thank you, Mr. MC, for giving this opportunity. First and foremost, my heartfelt condolences to the Bhishma Pitamaha of our profession, that is Chittur sir. We know that the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. This is the quote I'm drawing from Eleanor Roosevelt. And let me also take this opportunity in congratulating the office bearers of KSCAA who have taken up the new role for the year 2021. We know many famous personalities, whether it is William Shakespeare, Abraham Lincoln, Winston Churchill, Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Shashi Tharoor, of course, and the list goes on. What is all common about all these personalities? What is that one thing which is unique in all of them? Any guesses? I know. You would have pondered what I am trying to say. These were leaders who were good at communication. Communication is said to be the potent the instrument through which people connect to the others. So today I've been asked to talk about vocabulary. What is this vocabulary all about? See, vocabulary is basically a set of words within which they are very familiar to be used, and every person has his or her own style of speaking on it. There are many components that goes into a vocabulary. It is also said a strong vocabulary is an asset, a skill that stays with you all throughout your life. What it does, a good vocabulary enables, empowers you to have a robust vocabulary, improving all the areas of communication, be it listening, speaking, reading, and writing. I hope most of us will definitely agree with my words. And Mr. MC already spoke of one famous personality. We all adore him because the language with which he speaks is simply astonishing. It mesmerizes every one of us to listen to him so aptly. Yes, the personality I'm talking about is Shashi Tharoor. The uniqueness with which he has the supreme command over the language. He is said to be a great orator. We could compare our own Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi. He himself, yes, he also has a repository of words, though he does speak in Hindi, vernacular, still. But the message is very strong and powerful. That is the important message a person who is good in his communication always conveys. So, Shashi Tharoor has a lot of words to his credit, and Twitterati is abuzz with many such words. So he, in fact, sets the Twitter world on fire with his unique style of speaking. He's so articulative. And of course, we all wish one day we also become a great orator like him. So today, since I've been asked to talk about vocabulary, I just want to highlight a few important reasons why vocabulary matters. Well, it helps us in comprehension. It helps us to know the importance of English language. It tries to help in communicating ideas, and you would be very expressive in your writing. Lastly, I would also say it could call for an occupational success. So that is what the vocabulary, the power of vocabulary is. And to take some of the forms of vocabulary, we could have something called as a orthography, that is in the written form, a phonology in the spoken form, semantics that refers to the concept and reference, collocation is the lexical neighbors, and syntax, of course, is the grammatical functions. So I would like to draw your attention in imagining you all about a tree. You must have all seen a tree. A tree has many parts in its existence. And I would associate or connect a vocabulary to the leaves in a tree. Yes, and grammar to be the branches. And communication is root, that is impregnable part of a tree. So, before I conclude, I wish to say a quote of Ellen Keller, wherein she goes on to say, life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. So let us all make an effort in ensuring this forum conquers many more frontiers and stand tall forever. With this, I hand back the session over to the MC. Thank you, Mr. Yusuf.
Thank you, CA Satisham, for that sophisticated speech. And we are thrilled to hear you using such brilliant words in your talk. Let's move on to the next speaker. As the Sanskrit saying goes, Yatra Naryante Pujyante Ramante Tatra Devataha, where women are honored, there God's blessings would be there. We have one speaker lined up here who's a lady, and I would like to welcome CA Babita to give her speech. Let's put a round of applause for CA Babita.
Good evening, eloquent professionals and all the guests present here. And while I express my sincere thanks to the outgoing committee, I welcome the new committee, and I hope we will take the precedence and the legacy that has been set earlier, we'll take it forward. And today I have been asked to give a small speech on usage of vocabulary. So we have all lined up here to know more about good communication skills, and my precedents have already spoken about good communication skills, and they are all stalwarts in this area, but I am a novice on this turf. Dear comrades, as we talk about vocabulary, remember we are the only species, being human beings, on this blue planet who can communicate and talk to various people. And only we have the unique strength to make clear and cogent statements, raise valid questions, and converse with our contemporaries. While this capability is possessed by all of us, many of us have different qualities of speech. Some are highly qualified orator, while some are average speakers. To give one small example, on one occasion, we were asked to post 4 lines on Word using barista and its rhyming word, and I quickly shot up, saying I'm quite a fashionista. After my afternoon siesta, I love to see a barista for a hot coffee and pasta. And I was self-pleased with this poem. It was just a small 4-line poem. But simultaneously, I saw a post in the group which said, in Venice, I ran into a cute barista, blue eyes and dark hair. Her name was Francisca. After hours of her performance as reggae artista, I realized her beliefs were Afro-Jamaican Rasta. This set me thinking, if you have skills to choose eccentric, right, and uncommon words, you can make a person turn around and pay attention to what you are talking or pay attention to your conversation. A rich vocabulary is similar to rich flavors and exotic ingredients in your meal. Think about a bland dish. It serves the purpose of filling your stomach, but it is the species that makes the dish exciting to you. Similarly, a good set of vocabulary skills can always help you in the long run. We have come across various personalities like Shashi Tharoor, Adolf Hitler, then Emila Earhart, Hillary Clinton, Martha Stewart, our own Narendra Modi, Sushma Swaraj, who were all very good orators. They had the ability to make people take interest in what they were talking. We would be glued to the TV when we are listening to their speeches. So they had the capacity to have the kind of connection that is required for an orator to pass on to their listeners. So they have always been successful in keeping their audience captivated during the speech. With this, I want to end by saying that a good vocabulary is like a communication toolbox. Every word is a tool ready to be used at the right time. The more tools you master, the better are your chances of using it at the right time for the real communication task. And you can become a robust and eloquent speaker, distinguished writer, avid reader, and a very sharp listener. Thank you, friends. Over to you, Yusuf.
Thank you, CA Babita, for highlighting the importance of vocabulary in communication. So it's kind of an arsenal or a tool wherever we can use if we have choice of words in our arsenal. So let's move on to the next. As I was listening to a few of the speakers here, they were emphasizing the importance of communication, which was touching the food domain. So I suddenly recall in a family setup, the most bonding happens in a dining table. If you're having food with your family, most of the communication bondage would happen on the bonding happens on the dining table. So we get to hear a lot of things, what siblings are thinking, what the parents get to learn, most of the activities which are happening on a day-to-day basis on a dining table. That is a place where communication and bondage plays a lot of important role. I think for any professional, clubs like this, Eloquent Professional is a place where we get good bondage. I mean, we tend to have good bond relationship as professionals. So I recall one incident which happened sometime in the past when we were in college. So my mom prepares a special curry on Saturdays. So she prepared this curry and the salt in the curry was less. when we were having, we could realize that this particular curry has less amount of salt. And we did discuss on the table that salt is less, but we never discussed who's going to correct that defect. So what happened? My mom went to the kitchen when dropping the vessel. She tossed a half spoon of salt on the curry with the intention to make it right. When I went, I took the plate and tossed half spoon of salt on the thing. In the dinner time, when you're having food, we realized that how important is not just sitting across the table and having food, at the same time making a communication which is having a logical conclusion. So that recalls suddenly when Babita and a few other speakers touched on food aspect, planning a dish, things like that. Let's quickly move on to the next speaker. The next speaker we have today is an youngster, a qualified CA, a guy who has achieved many things in life in such a short period of time. He is a rank holder in chartered accountancy professions. I see him. I recall when I went to Raj Bhavan, I could see some of the videos played in the Raj Bhavan. Suddenly, I see this gentleman to be standing next to the governor of Karnataka. So he's none other than CA Srihari. He is chuckling, giggling there on the in his room in front of the video. So all the best. Over to Srihari.
Thank you. Thank you, Yusuf sir, for such a lovely introduction. I'm already elevated. I think that is the role of the MC itself. Talking about body language, an ex-FBI officer from America once got an information from another country saying that they were suspecting a spy who had entered into US from another country. So there was a team of FBI agents sitting and watching him for 3 days, and there was this one video clip where the suspected spy was walking out of a flower shop, holding a bouquet in his hand. Everyone said that there was not much information on this, but his body language expert, he said to stop at a particular point where he saw the suspected spy holding the bouquet upwards. Because generally in America, most of them hold the bouquet downwards. So this gave them a hint that the person is not from America and probably from Eastern Europe, where the bouquet is held upwards. That is, the flowers facing towards the top. Now let us take an example from India. We are all aware of what is happening in the Sushant Singh. I mean, we may not be aware, but we at least get to hear something about what is happening in Sushant Singh Rajput's case. There were supposedly 4 people inside the room when he was first found first found dead, and that led to a suspicion that it might be a murder and all that. So this is the exactly reason why the case within the CBI is being handled by a body language expert. Rather than an investigator, it is more handled by a body language expert. So what I'm trying to tell you is that most of us think, or at least when we joined this forum, we were thinking that speaking is all about recollection and then delivering by our mouth. That is, brain plus mouth is speaking is what I thought. But only when we saw stalwarts speaking, we realized that it is much more than that. It involves usage of hands, and it also involves, may not be in a virtual system, but it always involves intentional or unintentional usage of eyes. So both of it should be active as well as careful. So the body language is what either makes or breaks your presentation. So for instance, which side of hand do we show? Do we show it like this, or do we show it like this? So if we just look at our hands, the palm is always what pleases us more than the other side of it. So that is just a tip that most of us give, but for a beginner, it is difficult to use his hand itself, forget which side to use. So we can start with this, and we can always change it to this direction. Also, they say that smile is a curve that sets everything right. So imagine I came with a smile and dull face and then spoke. You would already be having a lot of tensions in your life. So to see me sad, you would add it to your tension. So it is always better that we smile. That not only gives confidence to you, but also makes the audience feel better when they see you. But having said that, at the same time, you needn't smile throughout your sales. If you are suppose explaining or narrating a serious or a sad part of the story, you can of course be serious, but try to be as smiley as possible. This makes us realize that body language is key essential to communication. And it is said that 80% of what we are trying to convey is done through our hands and eyes and the body language. That is put together as a non-verbal piece of communication. So non-verbals are always communicating, whether we say it or not, they are always doing something. So if I hold my hands like this, it is communicating something to you. It may be tension or whatever it is. So the more confident we are, the more gestures and body language that we use, the audience also think that we have prepared and we are something. So they give the attention that we deserve. And also, for those of you who are wondering what happened in the American FBI case, instead of confronting the suspect and asking him to confess, what the officer directly did was he directly told that we have identified your bouquet being upwards, which is not how it should have been. So that is when the confidence of the spy was broken, and eventually he confessed everything. So the moment you understand this concept of body language, it can really do wonders, not just in investigation, not just in public speaking, but I think in all facets of life, body language will definitely play a vital role. With these words, I like to end. I would like to thank KSCAA for giving me an opportunity in this 50th very prestigious thing. And also, remember, your body language can either make or break your presentation. Thank you. Back to you, Yusuf.
Thank you so much, Srinivas, for that brilliant tips on body language and expressions and non-verbal cues. I think well done on that note. Let's move on to the next speaker. And the next speaker, I think, as per the agenda, it is Amrish, and I don't see he's present today. So let me move on. Is he present, Amrish? I don't think so. Okay, right. I got some. I could guess some signal from Mr. Akshay Gray that he is not there. So let me move on to Vikas. Yes, so Vikas is also giving a speech. He's a chartered accountant. I would request Vikas to come online and take it over from here. Let's give an applause for Vikas. Thank you.
Thanks, MC. I appreciate your wonderful introduction. Happy evening, fellow chartered accountant, professionals, and distinguished guests. My today's topic is 3 seconds of courage. Ralph Emerson said, all the best speakers were bad at first. If I go back to my college life again, I would concentrate on 2 things: learning to write and to speak before an audience. Nothing is important in life than the ability to communicate effectively. What are you afraid of in life? You just need 3 seconds. All you are required, just 3 seconds of courage. Most often, we are paralyzed by fear. Fear of rejections, fear of making mistakes, fear of being nervousness during video conference, fear of unknown, fear of X person. But all we are aware that growth happens when you are come out from your comfort zone. Growth happens when you are doing what you fear, when you are doing what you are fear. So how to handle this situation? It is quite simple. You just need to practice 3 seconds of courage. You just need to have 3 seconds of courage. I'll give you a few examples. Instead of overthinking about the presentation which you are going to make, just take 3 seconds of courage and go for it. Instead of overthinking about the phone call which you are going to make to the tough person, just take 3 seconds of courage and go for it. Instead of overthinking about whether to present here or not, just take 3 seconds of courage and come forward and present your presentation. If you practice again and again, it will become your part of your life, and it will become your part of life. It will become your part of life, and you don't have to be pushed by yourself. It will flow in a passion. Wouldn't you like this situation? I would like to express my opinion like a powerful boss without being afraid at all. Eliminate your complete stage fear so that you will be seen as a powerful leader, not just like another guy. Communicate like a top industry icon so that finally you will receive respect, recognition, and career growth in your life. Create a happier, better, and more secure future for yourself and your family. I just conclude my today's topic with one famous quote from Vishal Sarkar. He is a motivational speaker. If you can speak, you can influence. If you can influence, you can change the life. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember, if your action inspires to others to dream more, learn more, do more, become more, you are the real leader. You are the real leader. So never give up in your life. Celebrate your success. Real life happiness lies in gratitude. Be grateful. Be alive. Don't die before your death. Cherish the blessing that you have. Thank you so much. Back to MC.
Thank you, CA Vikas, for that wonderful dose of motivation. 3 seconds of courage is what it all needs. So we have to be courage to start. Once you start, I mean, there's no sky is the limit. Thank you so much for your talk. Let's move on to the next speaker. The next speaker here is the Toastmaster, professional Toastmaster, a qualified chartered accountant with 3+ decades of experience, a guy from Mangalore, ex-RBI employee, started, he had a very small stint in RBI as an RBI officer of RBI, long back when he was freshly qualified, and is a chartered accountant in Bangalore, faculty in ICI, Toastmaster, passionate Toastmaster. He is called as a table topic tiger in Toastmasters group. So let's welcome the tiger today to give some speech, B.R. Shetty, CA B.R. Shetty. Let's welcome B.R. Shetty.
Thank you, Yusuf. Good evening, Eloquent professionals. I am B.R. Shetty, Chartered Accountant, member of Eloquent Professionals. At the outset, I thank and we must congratulate ourselves for achieving this feat, because it is the attendance and the active participation of flag bearers and members which results in such a feat, that is 50th meeting. The efforts of making the chartered accountant publicly vibrant was started by KSCAA long ago under the presidency of CA Subramaniam. Even though traces of this was not seen in KSCAA, it could be seen in other platforms. So the efforts of KSCAA bore fruits in other trees. As a reorientation, under the chairmanship of, under the presidency of CA Chandrasekhar Shetty, this effort was restarted and resulted in such a feat. Remembering the person whose present today would have been a feather in the cap, that is Mr. Subramaniam Chittu, I thank everyone for giving me this opportunity and wish to see the 100th meeting in the short while. Good luck, all the best. Over to you, Yusuf. Thank you.
Thank you, CA B.R. Shetty, sir. It was indeed honor, I mean, a privilege to hear you. Let's move on to the next speaker. The last speaker for prepared speech segment from General Talk. He's a qualified CA and Toastmaster, passionate Toastmaster. He is known for his humorous talk. He is kind of a very jovial person, easy to go person. Let's welcome the next speaker, who is none other than our own CA Mohan Kumar. Over to you, Mohan Kumar.
Thank you, Yusuf, for such a lovely introduction. And first of all, I thank KSCAA for inviting me to share some of my thoughts about this eloquent professional as well as the public speaking skills. And today, good evening to all of you. Today I have to mention, because today is the landmark day where we have achieved a great thing. That means we are celebrating 50th meeting. That is not an easy job. So you can start with 1, 2, 3, but after something what will happen, it goes up. But it is a consistent meeting has been conducted for over the year, and it is a great achievement. I congratulate not only the president of this KSCAA, Chandrasekhar Shetty, as well as the brain behind this great achievement, that is Siddesh Gaddi, as well as all of us who have contributed much. As Siddesh Gaddi said, because contribution of each and every person is most important. If one person does not involve in the meeting, So there will be one or the other problem. That is why we together we go and we are the contributor for this achievement. And moving on, why the public speaking it is? Because at this moment I have to remember the great person, that is our mentor, Mr. Toastmaster, DTM, as well as a chartered accountant, Subramanian Chittur, and who had developed within us what is the importance of public speaking. So if you are not good at public speaking, what you are going to lose? So that is why he had mentioned the importance of public speaking, and he had given us a very good opportunity to all of us, even in the MCS as well as in the orientation session. So we conducted many sessions over there, and we learned what we are actually, and because of that we are speaking before the people. That is why one of the most important thing is, as a public speaker, you have to be confident. Unless you believe yourself, nothing will happen. So once you go to the stage, if you are not knowing anything also, so you have to think that you are the hero on the stage, and you should have the commanding power to address the gathering. But most of us have the problem that we are giving lots of respect to the audience. We are thinking that audience are much powerful than us, and more than that, they are knowledgeable than us. So that we have to forget. So once you go to the stage, you have to think that you are the hero on the stage, and you have to come out your comfort zone, and you have to be confident. You have to believe yourself, and you have to look at the people, and you have to move your hand, and you have to address the people in such a way that with a beautiful facial expression, and your content may not be there, but the way you express your thought is most important. That is why whenever you speak, try to use your body language, maybe the movement of hands, movement of eyes, movement of fingers, and most importantly, as my mentor Lokesh said, you have to speak from your heart. So whenever you speak from your heart, you don't require any script asset. Without depending on the script and without depending on the notes, you can connect with the people, and you can share your ideas across the people. That is why, my fellow eloquent professional, this is the wonderful platform where you have to attend regularly, week by week, and I will assure you that there will be 100% transformation. So as a chartered accountant, we may be a knowledgeable person, but adding to that, we have to be a good communicator. By that, we will be a successful person on this earth. Over to our MC, Toastmaster Yusuf.
Thank you, CA Mohan, eloquent professional. Mohan Kumar, thank you for your speech. Your speech was kind of a demonstration as to how a body language should be, how the energy should be, how the voice should be, how expressive should be the speaker. I think it was nice that I lined you up on the last, because at the end we can show the demonstration. You did it with your talk. It was wonderful to see you perform and speak. Let's with this we have finished the first segment. We are moving quickly to the second segment, which is educational prepared talk. We have 4 legend speakers lined up on that segment, right from I'll not say the name, reveal the name. Let's go on to the first speaker, who is a qualified chartered accountant who is practicing in Bangalore, and he's a person who is the ex-president of KSCAA. A very humble person, very jovial person. I see him all cheerful whenever he's there on the stage. That's how I've noticed him. Very competent leader. I have seen his leadership skills, very competent and very competent leader. A very good motivator. I think he's the one who nudged me into getting into KSCAA very first time. I recall the last AGM where he had subtly indicated he asked me to express my interest in whether I'm willing to join. So he's the one who nudged me into this. So let's welcome the first speaker of today's second segment, who's none other than CA Raghavendra Puranik. So over to you, CA Raghavendra.
Thank you, Yusuf, for your kind introduction. And I would like to congratulate our past president, CA Chandrasekhar Shetty, and Siddesh Nagaraj Gaddi for taking this initiative of eloquent professionals. And very good evening to all of you. Before I start with this, I would like to share an example wherein I learned. Recently, I was watching one serial wherein very high IQ personalities have come together, and they are doing some extraordinary things. but actually they took a help of one this one supplier who's in the in a restaurant because they told, see, we are extraordinary, we are not normal. So the example what I wanted to give is the normal person will have a different kind of a set of skills, and extraordinary people will have a different set of skills actually. And the problem is actually when the extraordinary people, the incident what has happened there is there is a conversation between one policeman and this extraordinary person, but he was appreciating the person with a high IQ, but he did not respond. Then he asked the whom they have taken as a subordinate, what should have done in this situation. She told he should have thanked him. So the point here is what I wanted to make is actually, see, very high IQ personalities, sometimes they forget what actually normally we have supposed to do. See, these eloquent professionals will teach us how to be normal and what we should do in a normal scenario. So for that, I thank you, eloquent professional, having me here and giving me the opportunity to present before you. So my given topic is actually on how to structure future of a KSCAA. So yeah, there are three segments I wanted to make it. One is on the background of the KSCAA and presently what is there and what future we have to visualize. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You're audible. You're audible, sir.
Yes, you're audible.
Yeah, okay. So the background, see, you know, the KSCA is formed actually in the year 1957 to enable provide information to the students and members. After the branch established in the 60s, focused more on the KSCA, focused more on the members' knowledge and enhancement. It's actually last 5 years, it took a very inclined mode, and it is growing very faster. Presently, the subcommittees are working very in tandem, and EC members are highly active and involved selflessly. Activities are very peak, monthly 4-5 activities, be it a program, seminar, webinar, or representation on core issues. And KSCA considered as a most second active association in India after BCS. BCS is formed in 1949 and is having 9,000 members, and wherein KSCA has 3,000 plus members. See, we have in Karnataka around 13,000 members, but we able to gather only 3,000 members. So what is actually lacking? That's what the future. What we have to gather is what future we can visualize. See, as Mahatma Gandhi says, the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. See, that is actually applies to any association, because unless you come with the service mindset, the association will not prosper. That is what I actually principally agreed and adopted so long. So how we can take this case into future, the best association. So we have to create a unity among the members of Karnataka, especially on issues affecting our profession. Creating a very acclaimed brand nationwide. Eventually, we can go for international recognition. Self-motivated members in the committee can do wonderful activities, and it is actually non-involvement of executive committee. In the sense, the office bearers are very less in the working style of subcommittees. And we wanted to benchmark with the BCS because it's just above us and in terms of activity and the quality of the program. And more, actually, we wanted to create a belongingness among the members. And we have to take a pride in we are members of KSCAA. That is actually the goal of the KSCAA, that we are members of KSCAA. So wherever you go, so you have to have a pride. And we have to create one of the finest professional journals in the profession, because we have a journal and we wanted to make on par with the ICI journal or a BCS journal. And next among is the creating image among the regulatory authorities and departments to respect the members while approaching authorities departments. So last but not least, actually, the playing a major role in sending a representative to ICI or any other organization to represent us and fight for issues of a professional concern. So to achieve above, so what we expect? Nothing, just selfless volunteers take credit through their work, not by the positions, and creating a belongingness. How this eloquent professional has created a belongingness in us, actually. Same belongingness if we create, and we proud to say that we are eloquent professionals. And see, the enabler here is we have to equip the members with adequate knowledge, adequate skill set. So that is what any association is expected of. So in that matter, I think KSCAA will do wonderfully in going forward. I think it is in the labor leadership hands. And our past presidents, most of the past presidents are with KSCAA. They're guiding us, mentoring us. So hope the new lights of the association will come in the going years. So with this, so I thank Eloquent Professionals for giving me this opportunity to present myself on the future of the KSCAA. Thank you one and all. Over to Yusuf.
Thank you, CA Raghavendra Puranik, for your thoughts on KSCAA and how it is structured, the history and the future, and the way you compared with BCA. It was all insightful and informative. Let's move to the next speaker. What I noticed, the previous, all three presidents are all Raghavendras, Raghavendra TN, Raghavendra Puranik, and Raghavendra Shetty, and all three luckily are speakers today. The next speaker is one such Raghavendra whom I've seen volunteer for most of the social causes. I've seen him in COVID pandemic cases where he was volunteering. I've seen him in GST era when 2017 GST was launched. He was the one who was part of that query team and were help desk team. So he was clearing the doubts of the business and the professionals in the institute. So I've known him to be a person of humility and humbleness. So let's welcome CA Raghavendra TN to take on and give his educational talk. Over to CA Raghavendra.
Thank you, Yusuf, for giving me this opportunity. And also, I place on record sincere appreciation to the immediate past President Chandrasekhar Shetty for this unique and laudable initiative, and also the present Chairman Praveen Chetta for continuing this noble initiative. I consider myself a very fortunate person to have been associated with this prestigious association for past 7 years. I have worked in many different capacities over past 7 years, had an opportunity to work under different leaders with diverse background and different leadership skill sets. Had an opportunity to closely interact with mentors and well-wishers. Overall, it's been a great learning for myself. I've seen the ups and downs of the association closely for past 7 years. For me, it's a great learning and made a lot of good friends for life. And whatever way I can, I have contributed back to the association and the members. When the chairman requested me to speak few things on future of the association, certain thoughts came to my mind. I have lined up some of it. I thought it's a right forum to share. One is the change. Change is inevitable and change is for the good. The members' requirements and needs changes every day. The requirement or need of me today may not be the same tomorrow. So I would urge the association to realign its objectives have close interaction with members, understand their needs, requirements, and grievances, have a lot of interactions with members and realign its objectives. Secondly, have long-term goals, have a long-term vision for next 25 years, break that long-term goals into shorter, accomplishable, smaller goals, and chase them and pursue them passionately so that it can be achieved. I urge every president to build a team for next 5 years. Don't restrict yourself for 1 year. Look 5 years beyond yourself and build a team so that maybe when you hand over the association or hand over the mantle to the incoming president, he has adequate talent pool with a right mix of experienced and the exuberance of youth. And also I urge every member in the EC and also the subcommittees and those people who are supporting the noble cause of the association from the outside, directly and indirectly, to sacrifice I and replace that with we. I urge them to sacrifice their egos, selfish motives, come forward and work for the association. When the association grows, it definitely, they also grow along with the association. As it is rightly termed, I stand for illness, we stand for wellness. And then lastly, growing beyond the boundaries. When I became part of the association sometime back in 2014-15, I keep hearing grievance from the members that association has restricted itself to Bangalore and not grown beyond Bangalore. Over the last 6-7 years, there are a lot of changes which have happened. I'm sure now the member in every nook and corner of Karnataka knows KSCAA and its activities. Now it's a right time, or the time is ripe to think beyond Karnataka. If an association like BCAS can cater to the needs of members across the country, why not KSCAA? So with this few thoughts, I would like to conclude. Thanks once again for giving me an opportunity. Thank you, Yusuf. Back to you.
Thank you, CA Raghavendra TN. It was a pleasure listening to you. The way you spoke immediately, I recall that in my introduction, I've not given you a right introduction. He is also a technical speaker. The way you started aptly gives a signal that you are a person in control when you speak. I think you are composed and authoritative. So I don't want to venture into the domain of, don't want to trespass the G's role. Let me quickly say that the way you spoke was something which was brilliant. I liked it. Probably we are all work in progress. We are all learning. So I think what I could learn, the way you spoke, it sounded like a seasoned politician speaking, as if when a politician comes, he is like all authoritative and composed. That's all I felt. That was nice listening to you. I learned I for illness, V for wellness. Thank you so much for your talk. Two brilliant past presidents speaking, Raghavendra, the same topic with different dimensions. That was wonderful. Let's move on to the next speaker. Next speaker is chartered accountant by profession, passionate Toastmasters, and a seasoned motivational speaker. I think he's more of a person with good physical health. He practices yoga and he advocates yoga also. He is none other than my guru, a guy who pulled me into Toastmasters Club is none other than CA Rajkumar. Because of you, I am here. Whatever little I am, it's only from your side. Welcome, CA Rajkumar, and we can take it forward. Thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause for CA Rajkumar.
Thank you, Yusuf, for a wonderful introduction. And the last week was very horrible. I have lost two of my most generous supporters. One was my grandmother, who was 96, who stood by me without even thinking. And Mr. Subramaniam Chittur, a noble man, who guided and prepared many people like me to face the crowd in public speaking. This talk is dedicated to my mentor and Guru, Sri Subramaniam Chittur. I'm standing just because of his blessings. Happy evening, President KSCAA, fellow Eloquent professionals, ladies and gentlemen. Friends, when I picked up the first copy of Valmiki Ramayana, I was 10. I read the entire book on the same night from the Kishkinda Kanda. I did not sleep. Few days later, my father gifted me a book. It was Mahabharata. It was priceless gift. There was no television or mobile. The only source of upgrading ourselves was the books. And I received the best books possible in my life. Today, I would like to share two of my life experiences, how these two books have guided me in the toughest moments of my life. In the year 1997, it was September 5th, the most dreadful day. And I could say it's the black day of my life. That was the day my sister left all of us. On the same year, I was writing my final year second group exams. November 1st was the exam, and September 5th, my sister left us. Horrible scenes at home. I mean, there was no environment for studies. I thought a change of place would do a good for me. I changed my place, but believe me, just 1 week I stayed there. After that, I couldn't stay back. Again, I shifted. Same thing continued for a few more days. But on that day, one evening, I told myself, it was almost in the middle of the night. I called my friend. How did I call my friend? With no mobile phone and no telephones. I just stood in front of my mirror and I invited my best friend. And you know what he does? He just listens whatever you say to him. That day, I told everything to him. The CA final exams and the horrible scenes, not able to concentrate, what to do? My friend reminded me of a story, one in Mahabharata. Immediately after the game of dice, the Pandavas had to sent to exile. They were in the middle of a forest, standing and facing each other, and the two of the Pandavas, the Arjuna and Bhima, they were shouting on Duryodhana. And they wanted to declare a war and kill him. But Dharmaraya, with all the maturity and humility, asked these two people, look, you are talented, no doubt. Are you capable of killing them? That day, they did not have any such resources. They were not in a position to kill Kaurava. At the best, they could defeat him. But that day, the might was with other side. So Dharmaraya gives two choices. The one choice was, look, let us spend 13 years by crying, cribbing, and complaining about Kauravas and do nothing. Come back, let's face the same situation. Or the second option was, forget about Kauravas, stop chasing them, upgrade yourself. learn new skills so that you can face the Kauravas better. The challenges, once you upgrade, the challenges would be nothing in front of you. So the Pandavas agree and they start upgrading themselves. Same, my friend on the mirror, he said the same thing. He reminded me that story and he gave me the courage to take up the action. That day, I've told myself, come what may, forget about everything. Let's move on. Just keep studying. You know what happened? I focused on studies, and on that year, I cleared my CA. And the second incident I would like to narrate is January 27, 2002. That day, my eldest daughter was born. 9 months, no doctor could diagnose that she was a CP patient. 1 in a lakh would get affected by CP. It was again a challenging moment. We didn't know what to do. Few months back, me and my wife were in UK spending the best of our times. We thought the unborn kid would bring us the success in our life. But she altered our life altogether from that day. Again, the nature had thrown me two options. One was crying, complaining, and cursing the God. Or second option was to take action. Friends, I had the courage to take action. 18 years, still the struggle is on. But today, I'm happy and proud that my child is a CP. I can proclaim it, and I can share it to the world. Because today, I have the confidence that my kid will bring success to me and to herself. And her growth is itself a proud moment. People like Ravindra Geeta had witnessed this. Friends, why I've said this? Life is always offers the two choices. I mean, you have to have the courage. Now, what should we do to get that courage? Should we read Mahabharata and Ramayana? Yes, I would say yes. Many professionals in this forum, they may say, look, sir, don't tell me all those things, because today every day there is a new notification from GST, income tax, and there is so many things to upgrade. I mean, we don't have time to upgrade all those things. How can we read this? Believe me, if not today, tomorrow you are going to pick up this book, because you need internal strength to face the external challenges. That internal challenges come from only through this book. Again, because of the challenges, many people would not agree my if I say pick up these books. Else, I want to give two more things for the professionals. How to face your challenges in life and how to strengthen your mind. Okay, are we ready? Can I'll give you a few activities. Will you be able to do it? Are you ready? Yes. Okay. The first one is, see, both the hands are like, it's a real divine. It is the source of our strength and it is the source of our health. Okay. If you take care of these two hands, you will not face any health issues, especially even the stress related issues. Let me share a few things. Okay. Can you, I just want to hold the hand like this. I want everyone to hold the hand like this. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now just observe me. Okay. Change the thumb finger and the pinky finger. Just change. Okay. Do this. Are you able to do this? Do it fast. 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 Okay. This will strengthen your subconscious mind. That is, which integrates, the left brain and the right brain. Your left brain is a logical brain, and the right brain is a creative brain. If you are able to do this regularly, without your knowledge, you will be able to integrate your logical brain and the creative brain, and it will strengthen your brain. It will help you to make a decision easily. And the second one, I will teach you. Okay, just hold one on the one hand. You just have a O, okay, and victory. Okay, so change it slowly. Change, 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 change. Change. Please do it. 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 Okay, this one you may not develop a body like Salman Khan's body or Akshay Kumar's body. It may not be visible, but definitely I'll tell you, after 6 months, you'll be amazed to see your decision making and the consciousness and the mindfulness. Okay, and the two more things. Okay, second, take a hand like this, just hold. Okay, rotate on one hand, and the second one is opposite direction. The one is direction, and the second one is opposite direction. You understood? One hand on a clockwise, and the other hand should be anti-clockwise. Okay? One hand is clockwise or the anti-clockwise. Right? So practice these 3 exercises. It may not take much of your time, isn't it? Hardly about a minute or 2, isn't it? I mean, if you practice wherever you're sitting, even at the seminars, you can practice this. Once you practice this, what will happen inside, you develop that confidence, and as I said, the integration happens, and you will be able to take a decision without any hesitations, and you will not have any confusions. You can experience a calmness in your mind. Okay, and this is temporary. What I've given you is a temporary solution. The permanent solution is the book, is a spiritual path. Okay, now I hope my methods are going to help you in your professional life and in your personal life to lead a better and happy life. Friends, we face challenges in life, but let's have the courage to take a decision. That decision is only action. Action can bring success, not the theory. With this, back to Yusuf.
Thank you, Dr. Rajkumar, for that wonderful session. I don't say talk, it's a session altogether, bundled with many value additions. I think it was an emotional talk with some of the life lessons you shared. I think it is worth listening to you. I think you definitely did motivate us. So value added listening to you. Thank you, CA Dr. Rajkumar, as we call with love. As we are coming to close, I think I was thinking today's meeting is kind of looked incomplete, because when I see in the agenda 3 names, all Raghavendra, suddenly I get a message from Praveen Shettar saying he might not attend. So I was feeling that it looked incomplete. Now that I see CA Raghavendra Shetty is joined, so I'd request him to take it forward. He is a past president of KSCAA and a very humble guy, a very family man. As I see his DP with all family photos, I cherish that moment. Thank you so much. We are honored to have you here, and over to you, CA Raghavendra Shetty. I think you have to unmute. You're on mute, CA Raghavendra Shetty. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, good evening, Yusuf. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Once again, I thank KSCAA President Kumar and Secretary and all the office bearers and Eloquent Professional Committee Chairman, past Chairman, Siddesh as well as Praveen as well as Mr. Yusuf. Thanks for the opportunity. Mr. Praveen Shettar told me, sir, you speak about 5 minutes regarding future of how to take for KSCA next level. I am not a good orator like Yusuf or Rajkumar sir. Just as a common, as a common man language, I will try to share my personal opinion and about the association. I have joined KSCA 2014, 2013, sorry, as a easy member. Previous to last year, I have experienced all the levels of easy member as well as the office bearers, all the posts, and then I become a president, and now I am a past president. So when I was joined as a EC member in 2013, the KSCA entirely different from this level. So completely, you can say past 5 years, completely it has got changed. So this eloquent profession, as earlier one of the members they told, this has been started by Mr. Shiva Subramaniam. The last year is our below immediate past president Chandrasekhar Shetty and Siddesh has taken next level. As in Kannadadalli ಹೇಳಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಹಳೆ ಮರ ಹೊಸ ಬೇರು. With the continuous effort of Mr. Siddesh and Yusuf and their team, so they have taken even in COVID period also they have taken next level. This is the 5th meeting. So on behalf of KSA, once again I thank them. See what we can do. Now recently our AGM has happened. All the youngsters has taken up the office bearer post as well as the EC member. What they can do, see, past from, if I am not wrong, past Raghavendra Puranic period onwards, it has KSA has taken a lot of initiatives. Not only kind of conducting the program in all the aspect, like representing in the TN period, we have taken their representation in the next level. The Puranic has taken a lot of initiative in the conducting the program. The next myself and Chandrasekhar Shetty and now Mr. Kumar has taken the charge. So all the EC member now I'm seriously I'm very happy. The reason is all the youngsters have taken the lot of initiative. Past 15 days, almost 27th of August, they have taken the charge. Immediately next day onwards, I'm also part of the EC group. How they are changing, their thought process itself is different. So I called Mr. Kumar. I told them, see, every youngsters, you have to support them, and you should not be a speed breaker. See what will happen? All the person's thought process and idea will be changed from person to person. So we have to allow them to do the work. Wherever they are doing the mistakes, or we have to just mold them. We have to mold them. See, that's the way. Even our president also, he's a very lovely person. He has a very good man management skill. As a leader, what I thought is a man management skill is very much is required. It's my personal experience. See, what will happen sometimes? Some people, if if he is aggressive, some guys are very slow. So what we have to do, in case if they are aggressive youngsters, we should not be a speed breaker for them. We have to mold them. This is the protocol. This is the way we have to, as a office bearers or as a EC member, we have to act. So slowly we have to mold them. That is the one thing. The second thing is the KSCA now is shining everywhere. Even if you take the joint representation and all, the people of other part of the state, they are coming with a very good idea with the KSCA. They want to take the new ideas. They want to take initiative from the KSCA side. This is happening past 5 years. So next 5 years, we have to think all the young chartered accountants, the young EC members and office bearers. Next 5 years, where we have to be. See what will happen. So first, we have the clear roadmap about the ideas. I mean, roadmap of our association. The first KSCAA getting the 13 members to the EC was a challenging job. Nowadays, everyone is ready to serve. Everyone is ready to serve for KSCAA as a EC member. Where ourselves is a very difficult to know whom to choose for the EC member. That is a difficult task. That's the changes is happening in the past 5-6 years. See, this is the serving the profession or the serving the society is a thankless job. That's very, first we have to enjoy. First of all, I tell you, if you are serving, see, lot of ups and downs, and some of the family member they will not going to support you. What you will get? See, first we have to enjoy the serving the thankless job. So we have to enjoy. Then what will happen? See, first how to manage the profession, how to devote the time to association work, family, as well as friends. So managing all the aspects is very important. See, profession is a bread and butter for us. We are all, most of the serving people. This is bread and butter, and we are the first generation people. We don't have any background. Professional background. See, devoting the time is very difficult. See how to manage. See how to devote the time to association. The time. See, once if you become the EC member or office bearers, whatever post, you have to the voluntarily you have come. Nobody has forced. How to balance is a very difficult task. You people have to manage. How to manage the people? The time is very difficult task. Even I have come across the same scenario. See what will happen once become a office bearers or EC member. What will happen? The family, friends. You have to manage them also. After I passed 1 year, see once after become past president, I come say every time I'm totally free. Sometimes I'm thinking how to spend my time, because past 6, 5, 7 years, most of my time I spending for the association. See what we have to think. See, next to the young EC member as well as office bearers, next those who will want to join as a any association or a kind of thing, the roadmap should be clear. The one thing. The second is as a KSCA, what you have to do. The first, what are the past so many years, what are the protocol, what are the ideas we have, that is we have to take up the same level. And next also you have to think how to build a bond, building the bond between the department as well as CAs. Nowadays CA professions, nowadays other professions also compete with us. So what we have to do, we have to build a bond building with the department, and how to compete with the other professionals, and how to help to our professional colleagues. These are the ideas as a young committee have to take forward, and they have to think about that. And one more thing is the rapport building of the department as well as the public. See what will happen as a professional CA professional colleague. Normally, what we used to do, we are very good. We are hard work people. We don't have the marketing skill. See what will happen? We are conducting a lot of programs, or what we are doing the very good social activities. We are very. I can say we are that much marketing skill we don't have. As like MBA guys, how they will going to do their marketing things, that we have to adopt. One thing, by attending these kind of programs, what I can say, so we can even vocabulary skill also we can improve, as well as we can fearlessly speak in the public platform, and we can compete with the other professionals, as well as we can easily handle the department, and we can easily handle the society also. And with this, I complete my small experience. Once again, I thank all the office bearers of KSCAA, President, and especially the special thanks to Mr. Siddesh and Praveen and Yusuf. Your team is doing very good job. I thank once again Mr. Yusuf and Praveen Shettar.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for sharing your thoughts about what are the challenges you thought was in KCA and contribution by all the members. Importance of communication. It is nice to listen to you. I think you poured your heart out is what I feel listening to you. Thank you so much for your talk. I think I was told by Siddesh Kaddi that Ramlal is joining, TTM Ramlal, Dr. Ramlal is joining, but unfortunately I don't see him online. So I think we'll not wait and we'll quickly move on to the third segment,
He's
which
there.
is
Yusuf is there, I think. Under Anish.
okay.
Anish, yeah.
Sorry. He has disguised with some new name, Anish, probably his son's name.
Yeah, he has to
So
unmute himself.
since we have a distinguished Toastmaster, a guy who's there for chartered accountants profession to always, whenever we call, he is readily willing to come and help us. So now that we have here Dr. Ramlal, I would request Dr. Ramlal to unmute himself and please speak. Over to Dr.
Thank
Ramlal.
you, Mr. Yusuf, for giving. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
Yes, 100%, sir. You can go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Yusuf, for giving me this opportunity to speak. I think Eloquent Professionals, KSC is doing great service. In fact, through Eloquent Professionals. I love the way you have written EP in front of every CA's name who's a part of Eloquent Professionals organization. There's a new, title given to each one of the CAs who's a part of the Eloquent Professionals. Absolutely doing great job. Splendid. You are spreading the message of how important communication is. And I agree totally with Mr. C.A. Raghavendra, who spoke just before me, that first, before you serve any society, you have to be happy yourself. And it is very true. Even before you go on a plane journey, they say that you have to first, wear the mask that, in case the plane submerges in water, you will have to first protect yourself before you protect people around you or the children who are with you. I think that is very, very true. We need to be happy first to serve the society. And totally agree with him. And I think KSCA professionals are doing exactly that. And through EP, they are really doing splendid job. Thank you, Mr. Yusuf. Back to you.
Thank you, Dr. Ramlal, for sharing your thoughts as to what EP means and things like that. Thank you very much. It was indeed a privilege to listen to you, Dr. Ramlal. So with this, I'll move on to the general evaluator. Sir, you can take it over. DTM Lokesh. Over to you.
Thank you, C.A. Yusuf. Am I audible and clear? Loud and clear? Okay, thank you. So, thank you for this opportunity to be the general evaluator for your 50th meeting. It's a privilege, of course. So many wonderful people here. And although I missed the first bit, who was the Sergeant at Arms, Yusuf?
It was the current chairman, Praveen Shettar.
He was the Sergeant at Arms, and the
Yes.
president was Mr. Chandrasekhar Shetty.
He was the current president, Mr. Kumar.
Today, who played the role of president?
I think we made both the president as well as past president spoke on this occasion, being the golden meeting.
So unfortunately, I didn't hear, but I'm assuming you did a great job because I've heard Chandrasekhar Shetty before, and the present president is
Kumar Jagajani.
Okay, he's here. Mr. Kumar is here.
I
Yusuf?
don't
He's
know.
not here. Okay, yeah.
I think he's.
Yeah, right now he's not there. Fine, okay. No problem. Yeah, I heard Chandrasekhar Shetty before. He spoke about, I remember one particular talk, excellent speech. So I'm assuming it's all great and good. And coming to Siddesh, yeah, he was very, very eloquent, I must say, and expressed himself very well. Now, I had a small message to give, which is more or less in line with whatever I heard today. And of course, Yusuf, before I forget, I will evaluate Yusuf. He's done a great job. All of you must give him a standing ovation. Eloquent ovation.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
A thorough gentleman, very nicely introduced everybody and made sure everybody was comfortable when they spoke. That's very important. Now, what I can see, what I've seen about eloquent professionals, or for that matter, any group which is into communication training, it could be eloquent professionals, it could be the Sikasa Forum, or any Toastmasters group. You are in the business of doing only one thing. I mean, if I were to coin one word, it would be we are in the process of delivering one deliverable. I'll tell you what the deliverable is. I wrote an article some time back, and this idea is from that particular article. Is published in some of these Toastmasters magazines, the newsletters. So life offers us a lot continuously. It offers us so many things. Life is consistent in offering good things to us, opportunities, options, chances. We keep getting them, right? All of you will agree with me. To use these countless opportunities that present themselves to us every day, we need to take action. But the recent pandemic shows that even though we are getting, so many things, sort of catalyze us to change, some people are not able to move forward. They don't actually change. So, but life not only gives opportunities and options, it also gives us wake-up calls. Every now and then it gives us a wake-up call. Arey Baba, try to change. Try to do something. And that is what I want to talk about. So, one such wake-up call is when we are denied. I can think, I know all of you, if I ask you, just recall how many times you were denied of something, then you'll know what I'm talking about. So I will say, when you're denied something what is legitimately yours. For example, I will say, we are denied access. Access is a key word. When you are denied access. I worked in an NGO which was helping people with who are physically challenged. Their mobility was challenged. People were affected by polio and things like that. So when I was working with them, I realized for them the key word was access. If access was denied, then they were disabled. If that mobility access was given, they were no longer disabled. So these ramps and facilities where they can push a wheelchair and all that, or they can even walk up with their crutches, then access is given. If you deny the access, the mobility is the challenge is there. Okay, you deny the access, that's a problem. So they always used to fight. They fought vehemently for, mainly the first thing they fought was for access to all public places, which then meant that they were no longer physically challenged. Now, if I were to ask you, will give me hundreds of examples in India today, how people are illegitimately denied access to basic amenities, drinking water, hygiene, roads, electricity. The list goes on. And each government which comes, they want to make sure that they've tried to provide them, whether those people fight for it or not. Many of them are not in a position to fight for it, so that access remains denied to them. Sometimes when leaders like you take in the role, then you give the access. Otherwise, it remains denied. And we also don't know what's happening, and we are blissfully unaware that some people don't have water to drink. So basically, the keywords are denied access. Now let's just imagine for a moment that you are denied access. You guys sitting here, one lady here also. You are denied access. Now, what will I deny? What will you be denied access? To start with, you are denied access to your Wi-Fi, to your data. Wi-Fi means at home. Otherwise, you're on the road, you're going to the passport office, you need to fill a form, suddenly there's no data, you're denied access to your data. Denied access to your email account. You're denied access to your social media profiles. Your bank account suddenly becomes no access. Will you stay quiet? Even for a moment, will you be quiet? So you'll start running. All emergency procedures will be put into place, like that FBI guy, he will say, come on, let's get everything in order, let's get back our access. You will do whatever is required to get back access that was denied to you legitimately, or is it a mistake or no mistake, you will try to get back that access, right? So we talked about a few things where denied access. Now, what if you are denied access to something genuinely, inherently, constitutionally, contingently, vitally important to you? You are denied something which is vital to you. I am referring to the fact that some of us, we are denied access to confidence, courage. The basic parameters of your personal power, your access is denied. It's taken away. And today, many of you have spoken about that, how at one time, Siddesh Gaddi very nicely put it when he was in, I think, college or whatever, when he joined, he was not able to go on the stage. That's what I mean. You are denied access to that confidence and courage. Personal power is taken away from you. And when this is taken away from you, what are you supposed to do? There's no password for this. There's no password. You cannot call somebody, please give my power back. I am lacking, I've lost this power. Or I didn't have it at all in the first place. Courage and confidence missing. What do? You have to look inside. And most of us, at least the people sitting here, have looked, because otherwise you wouldn't be sitting here. You looked and found that the reason why I don't this confidence, this courage, this personal power is I lacked an ability. What ability did I lack? I lacked an ability to speak, to communicate, whether it is in a closed setting, one-on-one, 1-to-2, or in public speaking. And this one simple lack of this particular ability has cost me dearly. It had cost me dearly, and it cost me dearly that I could never access my full personality, the entire extent of my personality, whether it was in the financial, or professional, or other socially. And it has been expressed today. Yes, we all know there are a lot of professionals, high IQs, but an ability to communicate. You've got all the skills. You've got tremendous talent, knowledge. Everything is there. But at the crucial moment, you may not be able to express it. So when you have this loss of power, what are you going to do to claim? What have you people done? What have we done? And let's assume I also was in this boat at one point of time. And if we really want to climb to the top, reach heights, we need to take some action. And what action is it? It's such a simple thing. Forums like Eloquent Professionals, Toastmasters, CKSCAA, these forums are simply there to help you get access to this power. And if you really want to access that power once again, you need to get back and join forums like this. As I said, any Toastmasters forum, Eloquent Professionals is more or less like that. We are all here because of that, because we see that the system is working almost in tandem or similar to the Toastmasters method. The CKSCAA forum, where some of you, I don't know whether any of you have been there, but these forums will help you gain back that power, and it will give you the strength, the courage to help you to regain this personal power which might have lost. And if you have got it and if you have benefited from it, then it's your job to tell other people, because it's very easy for you to spot. At one time, you wouldn't have been able to see it in yourself. Somebody might have had to tell you. So when you see somebody else, especially in your own profession, then you must tell them, look, you are being denied access to this power. Now go get this, go there and claim this power. Join people like this group here. They will help you. And make sure that the people join here. And then have access to the mentors. Mentors here who are able to give them the courage and help them reach their heights of their personal power and fly. Like all of you are flying. I can see all of you like eagles. They say eagles will fly above the clouds. All of you are like eagles flying above the clouds. Now help others to fly above the clouds is what my message is. So help people claim back this denied access to the personal power of confidence, courage, which is mainly controlled in the ability to speak. And that's what I've heard from most of you today. All of you have expressed only this, how that you have got this power because you can speak. I can tell you that if you had met me 20 years back, I wasn't like this. I would have been quietly doing some writing. I was good at writing, but not a good speaker. But anybody can reach this height, and it's our job. We are on the journey. All of us who are sitting here, we're on the journey. But there are many people who don't even know that there is such a journey. So your job and duty is to tell them, come on guys, come here. Be part of this journey. Claim this personal power, which you don't have. Enjoy it. Fly. So this was my message to you today. The keywords being denied access and reclaiming the access to that. Now coming back to my to the evaluation, I found most of you have spoken on this topic only. So I was just laughing, thinking this was what most of you have spoken about. Whether it is Siddesh gave testimony to this, Ravi talked about Malcolm X, who was a great speaker, and he motivated most people who came. If you listen to Malcolm X, you will speak for black rights. You will say, come on, these black, you will say American slaves, the blacks in America deserve freedom. You will go, if you meet a white American, will say, please give them their freedom. He will motivate you. He was killed, he was assassinated, but he will open your eyes to that extent. Babita also spoke very well. After Ravi, it was Satish. He gave two good quotations. He also spoke about importance of vocabulary. CA Babita, very creative, and in her talk. And I was just wondering, when you said barista, I was just trying to think. I couldn't get even a single word to get to rhyme in that brief moment. So CA Sri Hari Ullodi, yes, he talked about one of my favorite subjects, which is body language, the bouquet of flowers, cultural body language. And he made a very interesting point. See, if you want to, it has been researched, it's well researched and well established. If you want people to listen to you, you have to speak with your hands as much as possible as you're speaking with your tongue. Then they are going to be, you have a chance of keeping their attention on you. Not that you won't otherwise, but rapid use of your hand movements will help them stay connected. Then we had CA Vikas. Vikas also spoke the same subject, 3 seconds of courage. He spoke about courage, confidence, comfort zone. And Vishal Sarkar you quoted, right? If you can speak, you can influence, and influence will change. More or less what the same message. You gave it in a shorter time, I have taken a little more. Then we had Mr. B.R. Shetty, who praised this organization. I'm sure his contribution was also there. And then CA Mohan, yes, Mohan, we all know him very well. He also spoke about power only. He said 100% transformation guarantee if you attend regularly. Yes, it's true. CA Raghavendra Puranik, about the high IQ group. Yeah. How IQ is not going to save you. You need common sense. Common sense comes with the territory of communication. Then CA Raghavendra TN. Yes, I also agree with Yusuf. As soon as you opened your mouth, we could know. I could at least see a seasoned speaker. You are very articulate. Your message was it was crystal clear. You gave out 4 points, very beautifully put across. And you gave them, I think you gave the group very good guidance from your past experience. CA Rajkumar, yes, about taking action, new skills. Yes, you gave good examples of how you are challenged to take action. Again, I'm connecting it with people who had a choice to make. What are they going to do? When you are pushed to a corner, what are you going to do? And then we had Mr. Raghavendra Shetty, CA Raghavendra Shetty, who gave again good guidance for the progress of this CA committee, and then Mr. Ramlal, CA Ramlal, our golden mentor. He is the mentor who's going to make you fly. So it's up to us to make sure he comes to EP, and he is going to make everyone get the wings to fly in public speaking. See, this is all I have to say. And it was a great meeting, and very dignified. A lot of ideas came about, and I think you're also on time. If you're planning to close at 6, you're on time. So with that, I'm going to hand it back to CA Yusuf. Back to you, sir.
Thank you, DTM Lokesh, for that excellent evaluation. Being a lawyer, being a distinguished Toastmaster, the critical evaluation, the way you evaluated was just par excellence. Thank you so much for that wonderful evaluation. I think now that we are almost close to the time, we started on time, we are ending on time. The closing remarks will be given by the chairman of present committee, Praveen Shettar. So I request Praveen Shettar to take it forward.
Thank you all members, mentors, advisors, and we'll meet for the next week EP. Thank you so much.